Alright, so the next topic we're going to talk about in our video series and course is operating systems. So whatever you're using right now to watch this video has an operating system. No matter if it's on a cell phone, if it's on a tablet, if it's on a PC, it has an operating system. The operating system, simply put, is what operates the system. Alright, let's dive just a little bit deeper into that. Alright, so just like this says, operating system is a powerful and usually large program that controls and manages the hardware and other software on the computer. All computers and computer-like devices require operating systems, including laptops, tablets, desktops, smartwatches. All of those things have an operating system. If you have a smart fridge, if you have a smart this, a smart that, all of these things have an operating system. So, two different variances in the operating system is the GUI or the GUI and the command line. So the GUI or the GUI, the graphical user interface, is what we're using right now. So it's pretty pictures and buttons and stuff that we can click on and graphics that we can actually see, right? Now the reverse of that is the command line or the command prompt. So everything that can be done on the graphical user interface can be done in the command line. So the command line is just words, letters. If you're using Windows, it's going to be a black background with white letters, and you have to have the proper command and the proper syntax, and you have to put in the proper commands. If you want to create a folder, you have to know the command for that folder. So instead of, if you're on Windows, right clicking, then say new folder, you have to know the actual command for that actual thing that can be executed. Okay, so real simple, graphical user interface, graphics, stuff like that. Command line, you have to know the actual commands. It's going to be words and commands, and each one of those commands is going to execute something for you, right? So something called Linux, a Linux operating system, that was the basis of Linux. It was going to be a lot of commands, all right, a lot of words, a lot of different letters. And some people were actually scared or shied away from Linux because that stuff looks scary, it looks creepy, they don't know what the hell is this. But nowadays, the Linux base, and even back then, it had a graphical user interface. So with the command line, you can manipulate things, you can move things, you can do things, and if you know exactly what you're doing, the command line can be a lot more powerful than the actual GUI or the graphical user interface. But just simply put, what I want you to get from this is, what the hell is the difference between the graphical and the command line? The graphical has graphics, pretty stuff you can click on. The command line, you have to know the commands, okay? So no matter what operating system that you're using, you're going to need a file system. So the operating system is what operates the system. Then the file system is what organizes all the files and folders inside that operating system. So once you download an operating system, you have to apply a file system. So on this slide, these are the file system by default. Depending on what you're trying to do, what your ultimate goal is, you can put different file systems on different operating systems. But by default, as of this recording, these are the file systems that you're going to get. So for example, if you have a Macintosh or a Mac, you're going to get the HFS Plus, the hierarchical file system. Linux is going to be the fourth extended file system, or ext4. Microsoft, which is probably what you guys are using right now, or maybe not, don't matter. You know, if it's Apple, Macintosh, whatever, you're going to be using NTFS for the newer versions of Windows, and you're going to be using FAT32 for the older versions. Okay, so we talked about operating systems, graphical user interface, stuff like this. There's pretty pictures and stuff you can click. Command line is the actual commands. You have to know what to type in. Then the file system is what actually organizes the files and the folders, and it has to be applied to your operating system or it won't function properly. It won't boot up. It won't do what it's supposed to do.